What's up? I am Christopher. Today I want to talk about Pinnacle Studio for the iPad. Pinnacle Studio for the iPad is $9.99 in the App Store. It is not a universal application. You will have to purchase the Pinnacle Studio for the iPhone separately, which I believe it is $7.99 at the time of this video being recorded. But this is not a tutorial. It's not really a review. Just kind of a brief overview or preview of what the application is. I consider this to be the very best video editor on the iPad. It's very powerful. Open it up real quick and just give you a brief little demo. So I had some stuff in here already, some projects. You can have up to 9 projects in your film strip right here. You have a few little options in here. If you don't know how to use it, you have a support forums that'll open up in an in-app browser. Same thing with the video tutorials. Basically opens up their YouTube page and it'll give you some tutorials on how to use the app. You have some default settings in the settings in here. You also have things like rebuild media library, restore purchases from iTunes, clean up iTunes file shares, clean up temporary files. So let me go ahead and tap one of these projects right here. So you can share a project that you've already created. Maybe you've shared it to Facebook. Now you want to share it to YouTube, or you want to upload it to Dropbox or Facebook or Vimeo or somewhere else. You have that option in there. Other apps that do not show up in the share sheet right here, you could easily tap the other app button right there, and it may open up any other app that will support a video format or video file. You have some other options. You could trash it, you could duplicate it. This is the duplicate right here. This is the trash. You can rename it by tapping that. If you want to import an audio file, you have the same little options, kind of like you do with the share as far as the cloud services such as Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, or Microsoft OneDrive. And then you also have the iTunes file sharing, which basically allows you to import something from your computer to your iPad via the USB cable that connects to the iPad with either the Lightning or the 30-pin connector. So let me go ahead and just double tap a project, open it up, something I did for this video right here. This is a ziplining video of my daughter. I'll just play that. I have a little text intro right here. Got a little transition. My daughter, another little transition. Boom. All right, so you have some options over here on the left. You have the film strip. This is all the video files that are on your iPad. You have photos, all the photos on your iPad. You have audio tracks, any audio that you have on your iPad. Now, you can't grab anything from the cloud, so you're going to have to go ahead and download that to the iPad, and then you'll rebuild the media files in here by tapping the gear icon up there and then just going down to the bottom and say rebuild media. What I mean by that is, it doesn't show up here, and then you go to your iTunes and you download something, say from iTunes Match, you purchase something, you'll have to rebuild the media library to add that audio file to the app. Same thing with videos or photos. If you add something new, you'll have to come in here and rebuild the media. So you have some transitions over here. That's the lightning bolt icon. You can tap that, and you have 16 altogether. You have basics, pushes, and then you have slides. The slides look really good for photos if you're doing still images. So maybe you got some video footage, but you also want to add a still image in there, like a little 2-second still, and then you can kind of slide it from left to right, top to bottom, bottom to top, right to left, whatever, from the corners. You get the idea. You also have some text titles. You have motion titles and then standard titles. Basically, the motion titles are similar to the Hello World right here, where it's black and then it kind of fades in and then it'll fade back out there to the transition. That's kind of that's the motion title. The standard title is where it doesn't do the little fade in. Then you have some theme packs in here. There are in-app purchases. They range from 99¢ to, I believe, $2.99. If you want to purchase something, like let's see the rotating perspective. If you tap that, that is a $2.99. You'll notice you have the montages, and then you have the titles, say the lower third or title A, title B, lower third, A or B, and then you have like some sequence, opening, sequence A, B, ending. You can back up here. You do have free ones. The free ones do not have the little plus sign beside them. So like the tribute, you can tap those are free, and these kind of have the same thing, the montages and the titles. You have the microphone button over here. If you want to add audio over video tracks or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. Let's say you recorded like an unbox video and then you want to add your commentary to the video after the fact. That's how you would do it. I recommend either using the little white earbuds that come like with an iPhone or something, or if you have a microphone that connects via, say, the lightning connector or 30-pin connector, I'd highly recommend connecting that to it instead of using the built-in mic. It'll sound much better. You can fine-tune things like the audio. You have the audio mixer right here. You can tap the little icon there. You have master volume. You have film strip volume. And then you have your 3 tracks audio. Yes, you could do up to 3 tracks on here. You'll notice over here below the storyboard and your timeline, you have 1, 2, 3, and then you have your film strip timeline, and then you have your storyboards, everything that you've dragged to here that you want to, edit. All right, so you can fine tune stuff. You can, you'll notice the little red line right here. That is your playhead. So let me move that to this video clip. I'll tap the blade, and then I can clip that video in half, and now you'll notice that 2 videos appeared where it was just 1 before, and then I could add like a transition between that if I wanted to. So I just drag that down there, boom, got the transition. You can fine tune everything inside the application. If I want to double tap a video, you do that. You can do like the speed of it. You could adjust the volume, the audio fade in, audio fade out. Same thing with audio tracks. You can double tap it. You can do the fade in, the volume, fade out, speed of the audio track. Same thing with the text titles or lower thirds or whatever. You just double tap it, and then you have some options in here. You can tap inside the text box if you want to add different text. You have some font selection in here. You have a ton of fonts. You can scroll up and down through those to pick whatever suits your need. Let me double tap that again. You can change the color. So if I want to come over here, just change that to green, boom. You can change the size. If I want to make that really big, or if I want to make it kind of small, leave it right there. So you can fine tune everything in this application. It's very well. If you made a mistake, say you deleted something, you can tap the back arrow, or if you deleted something and decided that you want to add it back, you just tap the forward arrow. Anytime you want to preview something, you'll need to tap the gears right here to render it. If you want to go full screen to preview it, tap the little full screen button there, and it blows it up. And you can fine tune that preview window by tapping the gear. You'll come down here and you'll notice the app settings where it says preview. If you want to do, say, 720p or 1080p, etc., etc. You can also share when your project's done by tapping the share sheet right here, and you get the same thing that you got on the main page before you started your project. Same options that you had previously. YouTube, Vimeo, cloud services, or save to your camera roll. So this is Pinnacle Studio. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it is $9.99. I consider this the absolute best video editing app on the iPad. It's very easy to work with, doesn't have a huge learning curve, and it's just fantastic. Never had any problems with it crashing or anything like that. Highly recommend you check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description. Please, if you watch this video, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you. Have a great day.